guys, how you doing? This is Andrew Sims with the Sims Consulting Group, and I wanted to bring a special topic on Sunday servant leadership, and it's really about development. A lot of times I see in the industry where, particularly working with various companies and various organizations, where managers get to a point or leaders get to a point that they feel they arrive. So they're not necessarily developing, and what happens is a lot of times they get stuck, man, and as a result, their people get stuck. So what I want to talk to you about is the development process, and basically that it never ends. You never stop developing. You never get to a point where you've learned all you can learn, or you've developed to a point where there's nobody else that can teach you anything. That doesn't happen, especially when you're dealing with technology. Technology changes every time we open our computer. There's something new. There's something exciting. There's some new invention, some new innovation, and there's better ways to do things. Specifically from a project management standpoint, PMP the PMBOK updates every couple of years because there's new ideologies, there's new facets of the project management world, and they have to recalibrate that book. Well, the same thing for you as a leader. You have to make sure that you're on the cusp of what's going on. And then, just from a simplistic standpoint, you have to get better at being a leader. So when you're mentoring your staff, you're mentoring the kids in your neighborhood, you're a big brother, you're a pastor, somebody should be mentoring you at the same time. You should be able to be pouring into somebody, or sharing your information and your knowledge with them while somebody's pouring into you, because you don't want to be the most sophisticated, the smartest, the most decorated, or whatever it is. You don't want to be the smartest person in your group. You always want somebody that's pulling you forward. And it doesn't have to necessarily be a person, because sometimes, for whatever reason, especially during 2020, it's tough to really connect with people in a personal way, because a lot of times we're doing everything via the internet. But what about updating your resume with some new skills? What about taking courses, leadership courses? What about reading books on leadership? What about different approaches to leadership? What about different approaches to management? What about different styles? What about learning more about people? What about learning more about the way people think, the way people process information, tools to motivate people? All of these things are a part of your development portfolio. And if you don't have those things, if you're not constantly growing, you're standing still, and then you're pulling people and things like that. But it's not going to end well if you're not constantly in a student's mindset. I have this term. I'm a forever student. Whether it's a college course, it's a tech course, whether it's a certification, no matter what it is, I'm a forever student. There's always going to be something that I'm adding to my resume, which brings me more value, and in turn brings more value to the people that I'm connected to. My resume is a work in progress for the rest of my life. And I believe that you should be the same way. We're constantly building and adding to our skill sets. And even if it's hey man, I went to even if it's like the PMP course, or the a SQL certification, or a data analytics certification, or a network, or whatever it is. There's more out there to learn, and you have to remain in a development student type of mindset, or else you're going to become antiquated. It's just what it is, man. And then you're not also going to be able to forecast the future with certainty, because you're not in the know. You're not in the vein of what's going on. So you tend to be reactive when you should be proactive. And I say all that to say, man, leadership is a forever growing, developing process. And if you don't look at it as such, if you look at it like, once I get that MBA or that whatever it is, I'm done, man. I've learned all I can know. That's not the case. That's the start. That's the start. Like any profession, you have to update your skills. You have, there's in real estate, there's continuing education, Rules change, laws change, business practices change. Six Sigma's now a new thing. You know, it wasn't a new thing. It wasn't big, a couple years ago, but now jobs are requiring it. So I mean, it's been around for a while, but it wasn't something that, man, now in order to bring you into this office, man, and put you at this level, you got to be Six Sigma certified, or you have to understand Agile, or whatever it is. It's forever changing. It's a moving target, and you have to constantly keep that target in your scope for the development of you and for the betterment of your people. So once again, man, this is Andrew Sims with the Sims Consulting Group. Encourage you to be a forever student. Constantly be developing. Take the time to become an expert and remain an expert throughout your career. Man, y'all be safe, man. Y'all be good, man. I'm going to get back to work. Once again, this is Servant Leadership Sundays with the Sims Consulting Group. I'm Andrew Sims. Peace.